I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sex.
Shocking news came from the weekend's race when TOPRAK Razgatlioglu revealed a serious problem he experienced while riding his Yamaha. The Turkish rider admitted he didn't expect his bike to experience severe vibrations, which caused him to lose control in several left-hand corners. However, according to TOPRAK, he felt he had enough speed throughout the session to compete for a top 10 finish. After the race, TOPRAK explained that everything went quite well at the start. He was able to keep up with the pace of the riders ahead and began to gain confidence in his bike. However, in the next few laps, the same problem reappeared and became more pronounced. I was shocked. The Yamaha was bouncing around in the left-hand corners, TOPRAK said. According to him, the symptoms were not just minor vibrations. The bike lost stability every time he entered a left-hand corner at high speed. As a result, he couldn't maintain an ideal racing line and had to reduce speed to avoid the risk of a fall. TOPRAK then explained in more detail how the problem worsened, forcing him to make a difficult decision. I experienced vibrations when turning left and was forced to stop. It's a shame, because today I had everything I needed to be in the top 10. This statement demonstrates the depth of disappointment felt by the 29-year-old rider. Based on his times throughout the weekend, TOPRAK's performance had indeed become increasingly competitive. He was able to close the gap on the mid-ranked riders, and was starting to become comfortable with the Yamaha motorcycle's characteristics. Even since the free practice session, many observers have assessed that TOPRAK has shown significant progress. His adaptation to the MotoGP prototype bike has continued to improve from session to session. His aggressive braking and ability to maintain speed in corners are among the main strengths that are starting to emerge. Unfortunately, all of this potential could not be maximized when a technical problem arose at the most crucial moment. Vibrations in the front of the bike drastically altered the balance when turning left corners. This condition made TOPRAK lose confidence in continuing to push the bike to its limits. This problem certainly presents a significant challenge for Yamaha. The technical team must now analyze whether the source of the vibrations is the suspension settings, the bike's weight distribution, the tire characteristics, or a combination of several technical factors that arise under certain track conditions. And here is the complete news. The racing weekend brought another dramatic story. This time, the spotlight fell on TOPRAK Razgatlioglu, who had to end his campaign prematurely after experiencing an unexpected technical problem. The Turkish rider revealed that his motorcycle experienced severe vibrations when going through left-hand corners, causing it to bounce and lose stability. For TOPRAK, this incident was incredibly painful. Not only because he failed to finish the race, but also because he felt he had a great chance to achieve one of his best results since joining the Yamaha project. The speed he demonstrated from practice to the start of the race had boosted his confidence. He felt his rhythm was good enough to fight with the mid-pack. However, all those hopes changed in just a matter of laps. While entering several left-hand corners at high speed, the motorcycle began to exhibit abnormal symptoms. At first, it was just a slight vibration, but over time, the vibration escalated into a significant bounce, making the bike difficult to control. TOPRAK admitted he was completely shocked. I was shocked. The Yamaha was jumping around on the left-hand corners. That brief statement illustrated how unexpected the problem he experienced was. As a rider known for his exceptional motorcycle control, especially when entering corners and braking hard, TOPRAK was naturally very sensitive to even the slightest changes in his bike's character. When he said the bike felt like it was bouncing, it meant something was seriously disrupting the bike's balance. The problem not only reduced his speed, but also made him lose confidence every time he entered a left-hand corner. In MotoGP, confidence in the bike is one of the most important factors. When a rider starts to hesitate to open the throttle or lean the bike to its maximum, lap times immediately slow down. TOPRAK then explained the circumstances that ultimately forced him to retire. "I experienced vibrations when turning left and had to retire. It's a shame, because today I had everything I needed to be in the top 10. His statement conveyed profound disappointment. He didn't blame anyone, but rather regretted the loss of a golden opportunity due to technical difficulties. However, judging by his performance throughout the weekend, TOPRAK had indeed been far more competitive than in the previous few races. Since the free practice session, he had steadily improved his lap times. His adaptation to the MotoGP bike also appears to be maturing. He's beginning to understand how to manage tires, determine braking points, and maintain speed when exiting corners. Analysts even believe that TOPRAK has begun to find the racing rhythm he's been searching for. With the aggressive riding style that has become his trademark since his World Superbike career, he's slowly adapting to the far more complex characteristics of the MotoGP bike. This was clearly evident when he was able to compete with several experienced riders. His time gaps were narrowing, while his speed in several sections of the track showed very positive progress. Unfortunately, all these improvements didn't translate into points because technical problems struck at the most crucial moment. According to several observers, the vibrations TOPRAK experienced likely stemmed from several factors. One was the front suspension setup, which wasn't working optimally when the bike was at maximum lean angle. Another possibility was a combination of tire characteristics, weight distribution, and electronic settings that weren't fully suited to track conditions. In modern MotoGP racing, every component is interconnected. Even small changes in tire pressure or suspension settings can drastically alter the bike's character. When the bike begins to lose stability, the rider will immediately feel the effects in every corner. What makes this issue even more interesting is the fact that the symptoms only appeared when the bike turned left. In right-hand corners, TOPRAK was still able to maintain a fairly good speed. This suggests that Yamaha's technical team had very specific data to analyze after the race. All telemetry data is now the primary focus of Yamaha's engineers. They will compare tire pressure, suspension movement, load distribution, and even electronic response at each corner. From there, they hope to pinpoint the exact cause of the bike's loss of stability only on the left side. For Yamaha, this result is certainly quite a blow. They had actually begun to see positive progress in TOPRAK's adaptation process. Every race weekend, the Turkish rider was able to reduce the speed of the bike, but he was still maintaining a time gap with the mid-table riders. In fact, some sections of the track showed his speed approaching that of more experienced MotoGP riders. TOPRAK himself continued to look for the positives in this disappointing weekend. He assessed that his base speed was already quite competitive. The problems that arose didn't stem from the rider's abilities, but rather from technical aspects that still needed to be refined. His confidence wasn't diminished. In fact, he felt he had a better understanding of the Yamaha motorcycle's characteristics, and was confident the team would soon find a solution. He believed that if the vibration problem could be resolved, he would have a great chance of consistently competing in the top 10. This optimism was not without reason. In the last few races, TOPRAK had shown a steady improvement. His adaptation was faster than many expected. His renowned aggressive riding style was beginning to blend with the motorcycle's characteristics, while communication with the technicians was also improving. Now, all eyes are on the next race. Yamaha will undoubtedly be working hard to evaluate every piece of data gathered throughout the weekend. Their goal is clear: to ensure the vibration problem in left-hand corners doesn't recur, so that TOPRAK can maximize his potential. If these issues are resolved, it's not impossible that TOPRAK will soon achieve his best results with Yamaha. With his ever-increasing speed, exceptional braking ability, and extensive experience as a world champion, the chance to break into the top 10, or even fight at the front is not out of the question. This on-track drama certainly ended TOPRAK's hopes early. However, behind the disappointment lies one important message. The speed is there, the potential is visible, and now everything depends on Yamaha's ability to refine the bike to translate that potential into tangible results on the racetrack.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh